I started as a science writer and a novelist, so I make my living by taking complicated ideas and explaining them to people. And I wrote a book about human behavior and about evolution. And I learned that the secret recipe for progress is variation and selection. That's true whether you're talking about life, or you're talking about technologies, or you're talking about consumer goods. And I had just been on a cruise ship. And then about 6 weeks later, I was at Burning Man, which is kind of like a startup society. And I met Pэтri Fridmanon, grandson of Milton Friedman and co-founder of the Seasteading Institute. And then I went home and read his blog. And when I saw that if countries floated on the ocean and were modular and could be disassembled and moved about and forming new nations, I realized that was variation by societies and selection by citizens or residents. And I realized that was variation and selection, and we could have incredible progress in governance itself. And I realized that was solving a spectacularly difficult problem, and I just became completely addicted to this idea. And the more I research it, the more I find out it's completely realistic. So I'm doing my best to attract as many brains as possible to solving the engineering challenges. Many Russians have reached out to us saying, we want to build a seastead. I don't know what their plans are, but I've talked to them and they've done more research on the waters than I have. So I would love to see as many seasteads proliferate around the world as possible. I think most favorable is obviously close to the equator. That's where we're starting because waves are very low. Hurricanes don't cross the equator. It's a very calm, warm, good place to get started. And then we can start solving the challenges of moving further north and south.